You have got to see how a woman that survives her SUV plunging off a cliff needs a miracle before time runs out. Before we answer it, we'd like to remind you to leave a like, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell right now. It's so easy for us to take our safety for granted, from texting while walking down the street to getting behind the wheel of a car. We rarely realize the danger lurking behind everyday activities. Disasters don't often happen, but when they do, they strike like lightning. When one woman encountered a freak accident, she found her life hanging by a thread. Still, she refused to give up hope, even though the elements were against her and time was running out. Angela Hernandez lived in Oregon, but she missed her family down in Southern California. One week in July, she decided it would be nice to visit them. It was almost the last choice she ever made. It was a beautiful day when she set out from Portland in her white Jeep Patriot. Angela had only the hundreds and hundreds of miles of highway ahead to keep her company. It was a long drive, but at least the trip would offer some breathtaking views along the way. Angela could put her camera to good use. The most beautiful and dangerous part of the drive came when Angela passed through the Big Sur. The highway ran right along the California coast, with the Pacific Ocean only a cliffside away. Angela only remembered fragments of what happened next. The only thing that's clear was that a small animal darted out into the middle of the winding road. She naturally swerved to avoid it. She lost consciousness as her car tore through the guardrail and plummeted 250 feet to the ocean below. It began to sink. Could anyone survive such a crash? When Angela awoke, water already filled her vehicle up to her knees, and its level was rising. She grabbed a multi-tool she kept inside, smashing through the side window, and crawled out onto the beach. Bloody and battered, she rolled over on the shore. She sustained injuries all over her body, and her shoes were missing. Her feet ached as she clambered up to the rocks to escape the oncoming tide and get some rest. Once Angela got her bearings, she saw that there was no way back up to the highway, or even a clear path along the beach. She needed a signal for help. But first, she had more pressing needs. Incredible thirst took over her, so Angela rummaged through her washed-up car for supplies. She came across a black hose that had fallen out and figured it could be useful. She then found a mossy rock on the cliffside that dropped a bead of water every couple seconds. Angela attached one end of the hose to the rock and drank. Angela spent hours trying to flag down a car from the road above, but she was too far down and the cars were going too fast. Days passed by. Of course, police were searching for Angela after her family reported that she never showed up. But with so much ground to cover along the California coast, it was like looking for a needle in a haystack. The week after the crash, Chad and Chelsea Moore were hiking along the coast when they noticed something strange at the base of the cliff. It appeared to be a wrecked car. They found their way down to the beach to investigate. Chad and Chelsea were busy gathering items that must have come from the car when they heard a cry for help. They ran over to some nearby rocks where they found Angela. Though weak, she was still alive. Cell service wasn't great in the Big Sur, but Chad and Chelsea were, fortunately, able to reach emergency services. They stayed with her and did what they could until a medical team arrived. After first responders airlifted Angela to a nearby hospital, they worked to haul the debris up the cliff by crane. The first cable snapped, they managed to pull the Jeep back up. All told, Angela suffered from a brain hemorrhage, 4 broken ribs, a shattered collarbone, a collapsed lung, and ruptured blood vessels in both eyes. Lucky for her, she made a full recovery.